Alright, so just got done with church service, and so I now can officially turn my mind to our trip. We are less than 24 hours away from heading to the Holy Cross Wilderness area for 6 days in the wilderness, backpacking in to several different lakes and doing some day hikes. But then next Saturday, myself and 3 of my buddies will attempt to summit the Mount of the Holy Cross. It's about 4:20. Woke up, I think, around it was 3:45, and it's way too early. But I feel decent. I feel like I did sleep a few hours, and it's just going to be a simple day of travel. We'll head to Dillon, Colorado, and have a camp around that reservoir. But like I said, it's just after 4. We'll probably get over and meet up with the other 2 guys. My buddy spent the night here last night. He's from St. Joe. Came into town and he's spending the night here. We'll meet our 2 other friends at the church, and then head off from there around 6 o'clock. So I'm up early. Barnaby got up with me. He's giving himself a bath. So we are getting ready to take off. We're in the parking lot of the church. Just 3 other guys and myself are going. But as we get here, a lot of my friends and brothers at church are here for Bible study. And so we're getting actually a send-off, which has been fantastic.
I'm driving down an empty freeway. No waiting for the light.
Okay, day 2 of our adventure in Colorado, our attempt to spend 6 nights in the wilderness and then attempt to summit of Mount of the Holy Cross. We're still in town, or we came back to town. So here was our strategy when we were planning this trip. We knew that we were going to do some really outback backpacking, which means that you're going to a trailhead and you walk, 5-10 miles or whatever, with gear, 50 pounds on your back, and so coming from Lawrence, the last thing that we wanted to do was drive 8 or 9 hours and then find ourselves in high altitude before we've had a chance to get acclimated. And so we intentionally put a campground that we've spent time at many times. 6 years we've been coming to this campground, and we set up camp, and then came into the town that this campground is near to go to an REI and a grocery store to get any extra gear that we needed, we'd forgotten that we wanted, and then also to pick up any food that we decided that we wanted to add to our backpacks. And we also ate out last night. Then we went back out to the camp. It was dark and it was still raining. And one of the campers or hikers that are on this trip, his tent was leaking, and he had never used it before. He bought it recently, and this was the maiden voyage of that tent, and so it leaked all night long on him. And so we feel really lucky that we were still at this camp so we could run back into town. He's in REI right now looking for a backpacking tent. Going to cost him $300 or $400, but that's what happens. The nice thing is that we have an opportunity to correct the situation and before we get out and start hiking. So we are starting the adventure. It is what time is it?
It's
12:10, and so we have about 4.5 mile hike to Lake Constantine, which is where we're gonna camp tonight. And it's not a horrible hike, I don't believe. So we're loaded up. We're a little bit anxious about it. You can tell they're all geared up. We're all carrying about 50 pounds of backpack weight, so it's going to be a trek, but we'll eat the first one that dies. Well, we've been at it for how long? What do you think? A couple hours or so? Yeah, we're probably a mile away from our destination. It's getting hard. We're carrying these packs up this incline. It's been tough. And I think this is our easy leg. So hopefully we'll get some rest tonight and recover, get a good night's rest, and then we head over to we're going to Constantine tonight and then Hunky Dory tomorrow. But I think we're all doing fairly well. Nothing special. We're not breaking any land speed records or anything like that, but we're keeping a pretty good pace. So I think it's been a good hike for us.
I'm trying.
Well, we made it to Constantine Lake. I think we all found it was pretty epic. Epic. It was a long hike. It was heavy load, but I think we found a pretty good spot here. We've got a place for a fire. We're trying to scout out some tent sites. We've got Constantine Lake right down that way, and then tomorrow we're going to head this way.
Starbucks is right over there.
Starbucks right back there somewhere. But we're beat right now. We're just trying to recover, get some calories in. I may put my bag or my tent back up this way. It looks like it's not super smooth or anything, but we're gonna be beat. And so come bedtime, we won't have much trouble falling asleep. So anyway, long hike. It's on and off raining and ice, and so that's thrown. We have to put rain gear on, take it off, and whatever. So anyway, I think we're going to set up camp here, set up our tents, and then get some food in us because that was a long hike.
They gave us a piece of bacon and you're on your way and you're like, that was amazing.
What a barrage.
Yeah, and like, did that really happen? Are you real? I don't know that I want some whiskey to start my morning, but a piece of bacon is, man, that was really good. Talk about it, I was thinking.
All right, so it is Wednesday morning, and we are getting ready to break camp here, which is kind of sad because it's a great camp. This is the backdrop of my tent location, and I really enjoyed it. Beautiful breeze last night. Mosquitoes are horrible here, so that was the only downside. Solitude, there just really wasn't anybody anywhere close to us. In this entire lake, it's a large lake, and I don't think there was anybody else on it last night. We have another 5 miles to go on this lake, and it's going to be tough. It may be, one portion of it may be the toughest part of this week because it is about a 1/4 mile up this way. We start heading up, and in a half mile we're going to go 1,000+ feet with our backpacks on, our big heavy backpacks, and so that's going to be tough for us. But in any case, it's been a great trip so far. We get through this leg of it, then we got to come back over that pass back to this place on Friday night, and then we attempt the summit on Saturday. But it should be a tough hike, but I think that if we take our time and just accept that it's gonna stink, that we'll be able to do it. Again, great company so far, and it's kind of weird because I think of all of you out there, and while this whole adventure may not be your cup of tea, there are different parts of it that I think each of you would enjoy, whether it be the solitude or the fellowship or the beauty or the challenge, you know, whatever. Packing. My wife would love packing up the backpacks. She just would love to accomplish that. So any little bit, I think there would be a part that each of you would enjoy. So maybe sometime.
I'm driving down an empty freeway. No waiting for the light to change.
All right, this is Wednesday, and we're just maybe 100 yards past a pass that we needed to reach today. It's about midway point on this hike. And so we're taking a little bit of a rest, refueling. Got some pretty nice views here. But we've got about 2 miles left until we get to the lake, Hunky Dory Lake. Not a cool name. Easy, it's the downhill 2 miles. So hard on the knees, hard on the quads, but you're not out of breath every 20 yards. So anyway, we're going to go down this way, and so in my opinion, we got the hard part out of the way. This guy down here likes going up. He's got runner's legs, so so he likes going up. I like going down. So we're a couple miles away from our next campsite. It's been a good time. This is Hunky Dory Lake. We made it 4 or 5 miles to get here, and the campsites are just incredible. There's a fire ring here, fire ring over there if we want it. There's plenty of level surf places to put up a tent. I think I'm going to put one up right over here so I can look out over the water.
I'm driving down an empty freeway. No waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sun.
So it's Thursday morning out at Hunky Dory Lake, and we're getting ready to go on a little day hike out to, I think it's Holy Cross City is where our first destination is, and then we'll see. I don't quite know how far away Holy Cross City is. It may be a quarter mile, it may be 2 miles. So it's just it's kind of a leisure day today, but we'll probably get in 4 to 6 miles eventually. Beautiful night last night. We got a campfire going. Got comfortable. It was cold. It was chillier last night than the first few nights. I had been sleeping with my sleeping bag unzipped and just using it kind of as a quilt, and that had been fine down to high 40s, low 50s. Last night I think it probably was high 30s, low 40s, and so I was a little bit chilly, so I'll probably zip up tonight. Good breakfast this morning. Just sat right over in that area this morning and let the sun shine on us. And mosquitoes are bad. We've got some pretty serious mosquito lotion and spray, and they don't seem to care.
Down an empty freeway, no waiting for the light to change.
So part of the day hike, we're coming from Hunky Dory Lake, and part of the day hike we wanted to come up to Holy Cross City, and it's old mining town. Structure down there, and I don't know what this structure is here. No, I do know what this structure is. It appears to be a bunkhouse, because as you can see, there's bunks, and looks like a table for them to work at. This building is probably 130 years old, but the only sad part is people have been carving their names in. So we just got back from our day hike on Thursday. We're still at Hunky Dory Lake. This morning we got up and just eased into the day, because we wanted to have just a peaceful day, a lighter day as it pertains to carrying backpacks and everything. So we loaded up our day packs and we headed up the way, up over this way, and it gets you to a Jeep trail. So there's some videos of Jeeps that I have, and then you circle around and you get up to Holy Cross City, which is an old mining town, and there's a couple outbuildings or buildings there, which was a neat day. And then we went on to Cleveland Lake, which was another 1.5 miles. So round trip is about 6 miles. Decent day. Pretty easy with those light backpacks that we had. But anyway, came back, and it's my own darn fault, but it doesn't mean that I'm not mad about it. When I got back, and the first thing I see is so those chew holes there are probably from a marmot, and I had a granola bar in there. And so I fed a marmot, and it chewed through my waist, one of my waist pockets on my Gregory Baltoro. So I'm going to have to replace that at some point, but just the pocket, not the whole thing. But anyway, my own darn fault. But I'm still mad. It's Friday morning, and this is a day that we'll decamp from Lake Hunky Dory. We got people up moving around. I don't know what time it is. It's just sunrise is coming up. We've been up for a little bit. Cold night. I suspect mid-30s. I didn't sleep as well last night, which I'm not quite understanding why, because we've done a lot of stuff and I've been comfortable in the tent. But for whatever reason, tossed and turned and was awake for most of the night. Today we decamp from here, head back up over a pass, which is a tough hike, but our backpacks are getting lighter each and every day because we're eating some of our food. And so we're gonna go up over the pass, get back to Constantine Lake, and hopefully grab another decent campsite. Major thunderstorm happening Friday night, the night before our summit attempt of Mount of the Holy Cross. Heavy rain coming down, but we expect that in sometime this evening. There may be some rain overnight, which may delay our start time. You can't see us, but we are starting off. This is heading out. Oh goodness, can't see anything. Heading out on our summit attempt of Mount of the Holy Cross on Saturday morning. Well, we are at the start of the upside of this summit attempt. This is a junction of the Fall Creek Trail, and then this path over here heads up to Notch Mountain, which if we would go up this and go this way after we reach the ridge, go this way, we'd hit Notch Mountain, but we're going to go this way, and then it's another 5 miles of up. This is actually going to be one of the toughest parts. I can't remember what the gain is, but it's a ton of gain in a short distance. So we're going to be crawling up the mountain, and then it's about 4 or 5 miles to the summit, which will be some bouldering. But beautiful morning, absolutely beautiful morning. This is the Notch Mountain Shelter.
I think so. It's a shelter of some sort.
And it gives us a view of Mount of the Holy Cross. You can see that one vertical line and then a very faint horizontal line when the snow before the snow melts. So that's the last two places that it is still visible, and it is a symbol of the cross. So Mount of the Holy Cross. We've got to go from here where Rick's feet are and his great legs are. He's got to carry us over that ridge and up to the summit. Right, that's the Mount of the Holy Cross, which is where we're headed. You follow it around. We got to go over that ridge, and we got this is we're trying to make some decisions here because there's some shortcuts there, but it's a little sketchy. But if you look at the view we have. So this is Lake of Tears. And there is Mount of the Holy Cross. Still got to make that ridge, that flat spot, this peak, and then come back to this ridge. So a little ways to go, a lot of climbing. That's going to be serious. That's going to be serious. But we're making headway. Whenever I talk about bouldering, this is an example. Where Phil is, it's just climbing and straining boulder after boulder after boulder. And it's tough. It's tough work. It's part of it. We've got quite a bit left there. Gotta do that. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there. So, tough route, but it's always worth it at the end if you make it. If you make it.
Not if you don't.
Not if you don't. You know what that means? That means we made it. We are on the top of Mount of the Holy Cross, and it was pretty brutal. That's Rick. That's Phil. Phil, this is the first time Phil's gone with Rick and I. And I'm thinking that we're going to have to really beg him to come back. We miscalculated a few things. The bouldering. But this guy here, he loves to boulder. But a few months ago, Rick, Phil, and I, and Martin committed to coming out here and spending a few days in the wilderness and trying to summit. It's been brutal, but it's always worth it to get up here. We got a long road home, but at least we've accomplished another 14er.